Welcome mowers. It's great to be back with another mow-tastic day. In today's video, we're going to be taking a more in-depth view for patterns. I discussed patterns previously in an earlier video, but I would like to expand on that and inform you guys some more. So I actually have been referred to as the pattern king, so let's get right into it. Let me ask you one question first. What makes you unique as a mower? That's the question every rookie mower asks themselves. Most typically, the answer to that question is patterns. Patterns are like your marking. They're your blood. They're your life. Like how a dog marks their territory by pissing on it. You need to have that primal instinct when you make up your pattern. So everyone knows mowing is already a sport. It's actually the most viewed sport on ESPN in Southeast Asia. So patterns are literally the sport within the sport. They're the craft. You know what I'm saying? And fellas, I can just not wait to start informing you on patterns. So let's get right into it. Before we get, into the serious nitty-gritty, we need to talk about what a pattern is. So a pattern is the mowing path you take and imprint on the lawn that your mower's wheels make. Everyone's mowed a lawn, everyone's familiar with what I'm talking about. Patterns must be done carefully and precisely in order to guarantee a sweet payday, right? So some examples of the most common patterns are vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. Those meaning that you will go in one of those directions for the entirety of your lawn mowing experience. They're common, they're bland, but they get the job done. I cannot bust on them. So next, we have some pattern essentials that every pattern should include. So every pattern should have precision. You cannot be sloppy and you cannot miss spots. It takes away from the whole look, and if you're analytical like me, someone can spot it out within a second. Every pattern should have attractiveness. It has to look good, it has to blend in with the house, and I physically am attracted to lawns. I need to mention that. Lastly, every pattern should have seamlessness. I promise it's a word. So it has to blend in with the house, blend in with the environment. It has to look natural. You know what I'm saying? So now that you know what a pattern is, it's time to learn how to get unique with the one you leave. We've already discussed 3 of the most basic and common ones that only rooks use: diagonal, vertical, and horizontal. That's because they lack basic creativity, and that's why they stay rookies for the rest of their life. So, here are some sweet tips for patterns. Jesus Christ, I'm so excited. So, we have the base of the pattern. Bring out your inner creative beast and search within the yard for important features, most commonly a tree or house, that you can base your pattern on. After finding that, you can decide how you want to radiate around that object. A good example is if you have a tree in the corner of the yard, you can have a radiating pattern around it, circular motions. That a base is just, it's your whole pattern, really. You need to have an efficient and seamless base. And if you can't find a base within a lawn, I'm sorry, but you're mowing the wrong lawns. Alright? Next we have finish. So, when you're finishing a line, you want to ensure that the transition to the next line is seamless and barely noticeable. To do this, you can pick up the front wheels and maneuver it in a way that doesn't leave a pattern you wouldn't like. Or, you can pick it up completely. And because of this simple reason, mowing is so labor intensive. The only reason I really go to the gym is to get big, so that I can efficiently mow lawns, right? My recommended exercise is called the mower pickup, and my PR, a couple thousand pounds. Do not mess with me. I be picking up them big mowers because I am the king of lawn mowing, right? So, next tip is creativity. Fellas, yes, sir. This one is obvious, but I cannot stress enough that you cannot be scared to be different. You are a grass blade in a desert. I be using them analogies, right? You see your competition using a pattern, and it looks pretty darn nice. You cannot steal it, alright? You can zigzag, you can circle, you can freaking fly to the moon if you want. I don't care. Personally, I use a zigzag radiating circle motion. Only real amateurs will understand what I just said. If you didn't know, there's actually a whole AP class about the science of lawn mowing. I've attended it a couple times, right? So fellas, this is going to conclude this brief informational video. Remember, patterns are unique to you and essential to your business. So don't be afraid to spend a couple months brainstorming. Personally, I dropped a couple bands in order to have some guys come up with my pattern. It's okay to cheat the system, right? I'm not a fella on creativity. I cheat and I lie to get some dough. Alright? Make sure you drop a like if you love lawn mowing and sub if you need to learn how to stop being a bad lawnmower. Catch you fellas in the next banger that I drop.